Alright guys, what's up? So we got another banger video. This is actually one of my most exciting videos to make, to be honest. We got it for the 240. As you guys can tell, we've been doing a lot of 240 content. And by the title, we got ourselves a BBK kit. For you guys that don't know what BBK stands for, it stands for a big brake kit. Always wanted one. Now I figured it would be the right time to get one. And I came across our good friend Silvermine Motors. He was local to me. And I saw he makes this kit. He's someone like me who has a company of his own, makes cool kits for chassis. And let's show you guys what we got. So right off the bat, as you guys can tell, we got our big old front wheel wood caliper, 4-piston, lightweight caliper. I wish you guys can feel this, but this is so light compared to any other caliper I've ever held in my hand. And then we got our front rotors. They've been re-drilled to fit. These are our two front brackets, all the lines. And guys, if you guys wanted to buy this kit yourself, it's available online. So it comes with all the lines. It's put in the description for you guys, the link. All the hardware. Huge shout out to my boy Aiden at Silvermine. Killed it, man. This kit is solid, super solid. So we got the big caliper in the front, and then we got this guy for the rear. Now what really sold me on this kit was, you guys see these two hooks that are back here, these two guys. This, you can have your stock e-brake cable converted. You send it in to make this utilize the e-brake assembly as well, which is super sick, because if you guys know, majority of these cars don't have e-brake assemblies, and is ruined. So super dope. Calipers are super lightweight. Pads, rear rotors, they've been re-drilled with our rear bracket. But now that you guys saw this full kit, can't go wrong. This setup, I want to say, cost me 1,800 bucks, or with tax and everything, 1,800 bucks. So it's a killer deal. Can't go wrong with this. Any other setup, which my original setup was supposed to be the CTSV calipers, it has too many things you have to do. You have to like re-drill your knuckle, which is right here. You have to re-drill it. And then for the rear, you have to get this big bulky piece that sits behind the bearing, which I didn't want to do. This kit bolts right up. No modification is needed. He even provides you with brand new stainless steel braided lines, so can't go wrong. But anyways, let's get to the install. All right, so we're at the front passenger side right now, and we have everything. What we're gonna do now is you're gonna want to clean the surface face of the rotors with brake cleaner, because when they ship them, sometimes they put oil on them so they don't rust or nothing, and you want to make sure that's all cleaned off before you throw it on the car. So after you do that, we have our knuckle. So I used to actually not do this before, but probably recommended. You might want to use some Permatech anti-seize. Like I said, I used to never do this, but it's for good practice. Alright, so looking at the printout of the picture from the website, this is the bracket. So it's going to be sitting like this. So we have the bracket. So this is our knuckle. This bracket is going to go in here. And then you're going to use, you get two sets of bolts. One smaller and shorter. You're going to use the longer and bigger one with spring washer. Alright, well, it got dark pretty fast, but it's all good. So we have our front caliper right here, our big wheel wood. But pretty much you're gonna position it like this, and then you're gonna take the hardware lock nut washer and go ahead. Just gotta be friendly with it, because you don't want to mess up the threads. We got our Mondingo caliper on, and this is what I'm talking about, guys. So the bracket's supposed to look like that. Make sure these are super tight as well. You don't want them to come loose, but look at that. That looks massive. So your caliper comes with this bolt and this nut. You're gonna want to take these off. Take the nut off, and you slide this out, and this metal tube comes out too. Then you're gonna take your pads, and just like normal calipers, slide them in. Just like that, they're in. Next, pin back in its place. Pass the bolt through the nut at the end and then tighten it. Alright, so we're in the rear now of the car. If you guys can see, this is our rear knuckle. We have our rear rotor, our rear caliper, all our hardware, and our brackets in line with our pads. So same thing here. Take your lug nuts off, anti-seize, clean your rotor, slap the rotor on, put the lug nuts on, and then install the plate. Or you could even install the plate and then throw the rotor on, which is what I should have done. It would have made it easier. Picture, as you guys can see, the bracket, the groove is hanging out. So I assume this gets installed like this. And then you get two styles of hardware. You get one which is your Allen style. This is for the caliper itself. These are for the bracket with the lock nut washers. And it's important to note where the logo is right here. This needs to face inward because otherwise it'll put this hole over here if it was like this where it won't fit right. So it needs to be like this. All right, so now that we got that on, got our caliper. Now this is where the Allen bolts are gonna screw onto. Pretty much you're gonna line the caliper up and then pass the bolts right through. Alright guys, sorry about last night. Got a little dark and a little late, but there it is. There's our front. Let's take this line off. There's our front caliper. Check that out. Big old Willwood piston, rotors, and then fully installed with the pads. Looking good. And then as well for our rear, went ahead and got this installed too. Rotors, 4-piston Willwood rears with our e-brake cable setup, and our bracket right there like that. And there's a very small clearance right there, but rotor's able to spin without touching the caliper, and that noise is from the pads being on. So super success. So yeah, now same thing gonna want to do to the other side. I'll show you guys again, but super sick. This came out so nice. I'm so stoked. Of course, when I was recording doing the passenger side, doing the driver's side, the camera dies and the footage gets lost, but we went ahead and put the caliper on, the pads on, as you guys can see, and the bracket is on. Came out super good, looking nice.